and the butter factory. I know that you guys have answered this question a million times, 1,000,001 times now. Where did the name come from? Butter factory. Were you eating butter and bread every day, or?
I personally always like the word butter. So
That's kind of quirky.
yeah, and I think we didn't want a typical club name. So we wanted people to actually go, oh, what's this? Is this really a butter factory, or is this really, you know? So we were throwing out a lot of combinations with the word butter, and then I think the factory part in the end will.
Yeah, there's a club in London called the Electric Showroom, and we thought that was a very nice angle, you know, having something that sounds completely off and not like an entertainment outlet at all. Bobby really likes Andy Warhol, and his studio is called The Factory, so we decided to adopt it, and then we put it together. We just all liked it, so it's a butter factory.
What were some of the best and the worst moments of the past 3 years? Start with Zong.
Wow. I think the best moment has got to be, I think, the last week. I think you know, we closed the old club, and you know, we were planning to move here, and I think there were delays, you know, to the opening. But I think when we finally did open last week, I think, you know, in everybody's, you know, heart and mind, I think it was great. It was a great feeling.
For me, I would have to say the float party that we did, because it was our first huge outdoor party, our party out of butter, and we had a 3,000 strong crowd and 5 weeks to plan the event. So I think after not sleeping for about 3 weeks in a row and seeing the result of it, like having 20 visiting artists from all across Asia and even the States, looking at the crowd, you know, really enjoying themselves, I think that was like the best feeling in the world for me. Yeah, and for the worst, I guess probably when we first started Butter Factory, just setting up, because when we first started, it was just a really small team, and at that time it was just myself and Bobby doing it full time. So sometimes just attending site meetings with electricians, contractors, just going on and on about things that you're trying to struggle to understand, that was really quite, that was tough.
For me, the best moment was hosting the International Toy and Comic Convention, because I'm a collector of pop art. So when Tokidoki and all Devil Robots and Pete Fowler came down to my club, and I got them to sign on my toys and all that, no, that was fantastic. You know, I mean, for the last 10 years, I never imagined that I would actually work with them. So I was very happy that day. I thought we actually achieved some level of recognition also in the art scene. As for the worst, I think the worst moment was the Friday just before we opened, when we were aiming to open but somehow didn't get the green light. I literally sulked at home the entire day and refused to step out of my house because, well, I think I never felt that demoralized and defeated before.
What was the biggest risk that you took for the Butter Factory?
Moving to a place double the size that hasn't been happening for the last 2 or 3, maybe even more years than that.
You know, the recession, I mean, you know, recession coming and all that, it was quite a tough decision to make. I mean, you know, whether, you know, to open or not, to invest so much money in this or not, that kind of thing. I think that was.
How has the recession hit Butter Factory? Has it hit Butter Factory?
I think we will let the crowd speak for itself.
Why should someone club at Butter?
Because we're fun.